Umaga sa mga panauhin po natin. General De La Rosa, good morning. Yusek Orseo, good morning. Nasaan po si Secretary Aguirre?
Your Honor, he has a prior commitment, and I
Ah.
believe he has submitted a letter here that he cannot come before this Senate.
For the record, Senator Bam, he informed me that he cannot make it in today's hearing because he has a prior commitment somewhere in Central Luzon, di ba? Yeah.
Alright.
And Your Honor.
Okay, sayang naman. Hindi kami nakita ngayon. Yusek Orseo, I'm sure you'll be able to answer all the questions well. And kayo rin po yung pumirma, no? At the end of the what's the technical term for this? Yung pag magsusulat kayo sa korte na i-downgrade petition, no?
Yes, there's a petition for review, and we call the paper that I signed as a resolution, Your Honor.
Okay, so you signed the resolution looking at the downgrade of the charges from murder to homicide. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So pupunta tayo doon, no? Para ho kasi sa akin, dalawa yung issue. One is the downgrading. Kung paano po nangyari yung downgrading. And later on, I'm sure si Yusek Orseo will be able to answer all of those questions. And mamaya, yung reinstatement, no? And I'll ask PNP Chief kung ano po talaga yung nangyari dito at ano ba yung status nito, no? Okay. Sa kaliwa po namin is the NAPROS, and they are the original DOJ panel na nagsagawa ng original recommendation from the DOJ. Is that correct? Who will be speaking for NAPROS? Prosecutor Alejo, kayo po?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So kayo po yung gumawa ng original na report mula sa DOJ na nabaliktad or naiba after the resolution provided by Yusek Orseo. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sa aking kanan naman, yung NBI, of course, Director Giran is here. Director, magandang umaga. Kayo rin po, no?
Good morning, sir.
Naglabas rin po kayo ng report tungkol dun sa pangyayaring pagpatay kay Mayor Espinosa. Tama po?
Yes, sir. It's a regular police investigation.
That's right. And during the hearings, nakapag-usap po tayo kung ano po yung initial findings ninyo. At this point, meron na po kayong, siguro, masasabi ho natin, mas advanced na yung inyong investigation pagdating po sa kasong ito. Because the last time tayo ho nag-usap, it was during this time also, and I think you had said these are just your initial findings, no? So by today, you will be able to tell us ano na talaga yung findings talaga ng NBI doon sa kaso pong ito. Is that correct?
We after no? I am not sure whether we have already concluded our investigation.
And you will be
before-
able to share with us the results of your investigation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And of course, quite important to the Senate is the Senate Committee report of Senator Lacson, no, na nandito po. I'll be quoting some passages from here later. This was signed by the members of the committees, if I'm not mistaken, and adopted. Wala naman pong tumutol, no? No objection. All right. So simulan ho natin sa NAPROS, no? Prosecutor Alejo, in summary, although I do have your original DOJ panel report here. Anong date ho ito? This is
It's dated March 2 po.
This is March 2.
Apo,
Ina,
2017.
just very quickly, ano po yung naging recommendations po ninyo dito sa inyong panel? And I see that almost all of you are here, no? The ones who signed are Alejo, Torrevillas, Dedumo, Cabel,
Yes, sir.
Cabel, Akayan,
Yes, sir.
is Rances also here? Yes. Okay, so all of you are here. Kayo pong lahat
Yes,
na
sir.
pumirma po dito, nandito po kayong lahat, no?
Yes, sir.
Itong report ninyo, binabago nyo po ba ang report ninyo or do you stand by this report dated March
2,
2017?
We stand by our report, sir.
Okay, ano po yung nakalagay sa inyong report?
May I be allowed to read the
Yes.
dispositive portion, sir? Yes, sir. So, the dispositive portion of our report says that it is respectfully recommended that the resolution be approved, the resolution that we drafted, and that the following criminal informations be filed pursuant to Section 2 of the Joint Circular of the Office of the Ombudsman and the Department of Justice and Republic Act Number 7975, which is an act to strengthen the functional and structural organization of the Sandigan Bayan, amending for the purpose Presidential Decree Number 1606 as amended. First, we recommended for the filing of one count of murder against respondents Police Superintendent Santi Noel Matira, Police Chief Inspector Leo Laraga, SPO4 Melvin M. Cayobit, and PO3 Johnny A. Ibanez, Police Superintendent Marvin Win Marcos, Police Senior Investigator Deogracias P. Diaz III, SPO2 Benjamin L. Dacalios, PO3 Norman Abellanosa, PO1 Jerlan S. Cabiyaan, Police Chief Inspector Calixto Canillas Jr., Police Senior Inspector Lucrecito Candilosas, SPO2 Antonio R. Doxil, SPO1 Mark Christian Cadilo, POT John Ruel Doculan, and PO2 Jaime P. Baksal, all in relation to the death of the victim Mayor Rolando R. Espinosa. And then the second recommendation is for the filing of an information for one count of murder against respondents SPO4 Juanito A. Duarte, PO1 Lloyd O. Ortiguesa, Police Senior Inspector Fritz Blanco, and PO1 Bernard Orpilla, and then Police Superintendent Marvin Win Marcos, Police Senior Inspector Deogracias Diaz III, SPO2 Benjamin Decalios, PO3 Norman Abellanosa, PO1 Jerlan Cabiyaan, Police Chief Inspector Calixto Canillas Jr., Police Senior Inspector Lucrecito Candilosas, SPO2 Antonio R. Docil, SPO1 Mark Christian Cadilo, PO2 John Ruel Doculan, and PO2 Jaime Baksal, this time in relation to the death of victim Mr. Raul Yap. And then the third recommendation is for the filing of 2 counts of violation of Article 129 of the Revised Penal Code, which is search warrants maliciously obtained and abuse in the service of those legally obtained against respondents Police Chief Inspector Leo Laraga, PO3 Norman Abellanosa, and Paul Olendan, which is in relation to search warrants numbers 2016-11. 11-20, that's against Mayor Espinosa for violation of RA 10591, and 2016-11-19 against Mr. Yap for violation of Republic Act number 9165. The fourth recommendation, sir, is for the filing of an information for one count of violation of Article 183, which is perjury of the Revised Penal Code against respondent Repol Olendan. And then we also recommended the dismissal of the complaints against respondents Police Senior Inspector Eric P. Constantino, who was then in Lalo, Cagayan, SPO2 Alfinor Serrano Jr., who reported to the office November 5, already 10 o'clock in the morning, PO1 Crystal Jane Gisma, PO1 Divine Grace Songalia, who were all at home when the incident happened or occurred, and then PO2 Niel Centino, because he is a wall. He was on a wall, yes, sir. For murder, they are dismissed. And we also recommended the dismissal of the complaint for the planting of evidence because the evidence was insufficient. There was evidence, but it was insufficient, sir, for a finding of probable cause. And then we also recommended, Your Honors, the filing of appropriate administrative complaints against Judge Tarcelo Sabari, the Executive Judge of Basay Sama Regional Court, Branch 30, for issuing the search warrant, Your Honor. The search warrants. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Prosecutor Alejo. So, ito pong report po ninyo, this is upon the investigation of this panel, and it took you how many months to determine this report?
Your Honor, we were assigned this case in December, and then we finished this in March, Your Honor.
Pangkaraniwang 3 buwan, basically, no?
Yes, Your
Pangkaraniwang oras po ba yun? Is that short? Is that long? Is that the usual amount of time that you come up with the report?
It was just interrupted by the holidays, Your Honor, the Christmas holidays.
So pangkaraniwan po ito
Yes,
sa
Your
inyo.
Honor. Yes.
Meron po bang nanghimasok dito po sa paggawa ng inyong report from the DOJ, from the PNP, from the Senate, from anybody? Did anybody try to influence you dito po sa inyong report?
None, Your Honor.
None. And you're under oath, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
So wala hong tumawag na higher-ups o kung sino man trying to tell you dapat ganito, dapat ganyan yung report. Wala po.
Wala po.
Okay. And when the DOJ or another part of the DOJ submitted the resolution recommending na ibaba po yung charge mula murder to homicide, ano po yung, sinabihan mo kayo ahead of time that your report in effect would be overturned or ibabaliwala po yung report ninyo?
No, sir. Actually, sir, because when we filed the informations in Leyte, there was another panel constituted, prosecutors in Leyte, because it would be very expensive for us, for the whole panel to travel to Leyte and prosecute the case. So there was another panel constituted already as early as March 13, 2017, Your Honor.
Oh.
So in effect, when the new panel was created and designated to handle the case, we already have no authority over the case. Your Honor.
Okay, so pinasa nyo na sa kanila, in short.
Yes, Your Honor.
And were these prosecutors told that another part of the DOJ would be overturning your report? O hindi nyo na alam?
We were not informed, Your Honor.
Alright. But in short, kayo pong gumawa ng report na ito, it originated from you,
Yes, Your Honor.
it was submitted to the Secretary, is that correct?
No, Your Honor, it was just signed by the Prosecutor General, but he was on leave at that time, so it was signed by the OIC, Officer in Charge.
I just want to be clear, no?
Prosecutor Rances.
A report like this, kanino po ito pupunta? Pupunta po ba ito sa korte o sa DOJ rin?
Prosecutor General po muna, and then pag probable cause po, filing na information sa korte na po.
Alright. So, hindi ito usually dumadaan sa ibang mga sangay ng DOJ. That's the usual process po.
Apo.
Alright. So, kailan nyo ho nalaman na nagkaroon ng pagbabago dun sa inyong recommendation? O sa TV nyo na lang po nalaman?
Actually po sa media na lang po.
Sa media na lang. And what was your reaction, Prosecutor Alejo?
Well, as usual po, if katulad po ng mga ibang cases din ng DOJ, I felt it's just the prerogative of the SOJ.
So, it's his prerogative.
Yes.
Nangyayari po ba yan usually? How many years have you been in the NAPROS po, in the prosecutor's office?
23 years
23
po.
years.
Apo.
This has happened many times or is this very unusual?
This has happened many times naman
Alright.
po.
So, nangyayari naman po ito,
Apo.
to be fair.
Apo.
Okay, na yung report ng isang panel na babaliktad ng Secretary of Justice.
Yes po.
Alright. So, you found out in the media, but you're still here standing by your report. Hindi,
Yes, sir.
nabasa nyo naman po yung report na ginawa ni Yusek Orseo.
Yes, sir.
And you do not agree with him.
Sir, he has his own appreciation of the facts of the case, and we have our own appreciation of the facts of the case.
Hindi naman ho nagbago ang isip nyo from his report. Baka naman mas maganda po yung report niya.
Hindi po, sir.
Hindi.
Maybe allowed to
Sure,
rephrase
yes.
with your permission, ano? Ang tanong is ganito. Given the same, if you were to investigate this case again,
Yes, sir.
setting aside the resolution issued by Yusek Orseo, no?
Yes, sir.
Wala mo na yon. If you were to investigate this case again, given the same set of evidence, physical evidence, documentary evidence, given the same set of witnesses,
Yes, sir.
will you come up with the same finding of probable cause for murder?
Yes, sir.
Will you file the same criminal information for murder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. NBI, kasi kayo nag-conduct ng law enforcement investigation, given the same set of evidence, given the same set of witnesses, yung mismo investigator, siguro si Jerry Abiera, will you still come up with the same criminal complaint for murder?
Yes, sir.
Ngayon, pagdating kay Yusek Orseo, meron bang nadagdag na ebidensya? I'm addressing this to Yusek Orseo.
Actually, only
If
one,
any.
there's no additional evidence except that.
Walang additional evidence.
Except-
Pareho rin ang ebidensya ng NBI. Pareho rin ang ebidensya ng panel of prosecutors. Pareho rin ang ebidensya. Of course, mas maraming ebidensya nakuha yung NBI, I understand. Because I remember commending you in one of our hearings, di ba? The panel of prosecutors as well as the NBI investigators. We commended you for coming up with such a bold decision or finding of filing a criminal complaint for murder sa prosecutors. And in the same manner, ganun din ang gawa ng prosecutors. Ano? In spite of all the pronouncements of the President, public pronouncements, you still stood up to your what you believe should be the case filed, di ba? So, at wala naman nagdagdag na ebidensya pag-file ng petition for review. Bakit na iba yung findings ninyo?
Actually, Your Honor, it's about appreciation of evidence and facts, Your Honor. There's no additional
So the
evidence.
same set of evidence, the same facts, the same set of witnesses, iba yung appreciation mo
Yes, Your Honor.
sa appreciation ng Senate, sa appreciation ng NBI, sa appreciation ng panel of prosecutors.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Senator Bang.
All right. Before we go to Yusek Orseo, gusto ko lang pong linawin sa NBI, no, Director Giran. What were your final findings on this investigation? Close na po ito, di ba? Close na po siya.
You're right,
What were your findings po?
We have already communicated or transmitted our findings to the prosecutor's office.
All right.
And it was for murder, for the death of the two,
Yap and
persons.
Espinosa.
And we have other recommendations for robbery and planting of evidence and against specific persons or people. We have such charge in our recommendation.
All right. Thank you, Director. So wala kayong binago. Even after this resolution from the DOJ, you're not convinced na dapat po ibaba to homicide ang charges kay Marcos at dun sa iba?
After we received the findings of Yusek Orsio about the downgrading of the case that we have earlier filed with the prosecutor's office or in his DOJ panel, we have transmitted or we have written also our motion for reconsideration based on the findings of Secretary Orsio.
So nagsulat ho kayo ng motion for reconsideration sa DOJ?
That case, Your Honor, is rather the flow, Your Honor, is basically perfunctory under our laws. Meaning, after we lost on that case, we have also to file a reconsideration based on what we have earlier have found.
Sorry ho, a reconsideration with the court or a reconsideration with the DOJ with regard to the report?
On the petition for review, the result of the
All right.
petition.
So that's with the DOJ, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So ibig ko sabihin yan, nakita nyo ahead of time na babaguhin ng DOJ yung recommendation? Hindi ho.
Excuse me, Your Honor, it's not ahead of time.
So after din po?
After the
Alright,
findings.
so pagkatapos naglabas si Yusek Orseo ng kanyang resolution calling for the downgrade, nag-submit rin ho kayo ng motion for reconsideration sa kanila?
Opo. Simple lang. Ang ibig sabihin yan, na gusto na naming linawin na hindi kami pabor doon sa...
Hindi kayo sumasang-ayon?
Mga sangay. Kaya, nagsubmit kami ng aming reconsideration na
Alright.
sana baguhin.
Okay, salamat po, Director. Let me just quote the conclusion, no, page 25 of our committee report. Of course, Senator Lacson knows this by heart. Nakalagay po dito, based on thorough consideration of established procedures, jurisprudence, ordinary human experience, as well as testimonies offered and documents submitted during the joint public hearings conducted by the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs and the Committee on Justice and Human Rights, the Joint Committee has reached the conclusion that the killing of Mayor Espinosa was premeditated and with abuse of authority on the part of the operatives of CIDG 8. Let me quote another line. Nakalagay po dito, the committees are convinced that the circumstances point out to a systematic cleanup made on any living trace that may reveal their involvement in the Espinosa drug trade, no? And of course, it's a much longer and more comprehensive report, pero I just like to quote those two lines. Mukhang nagkakasundo po ang original DOJ panel, ang NBI, at ang mga komite ng Senado na meron ngang murder na nangyari. Na meron pong nangyaring masamang bagay, masamang pangyayari that point not just to homicide, but to murder. Now, lahat ng informasyon pong ito, nasa inyo po, Yusek Orseo, if I'm not mistaken. Tama po.
Not all, Your Honor. We don't have a copy on record of the Senate report, Your Honor.
Alright, so hindi mo pa nakuha yung Senate report at that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright, but nakuha mo yung DOJ panel?
Yes, Your Honor, because that's part of the records of the case, Your Honor.
At nakapaloob doon ang investigative findings ng NBI. Tama
Yes,
po.
that's correct, Your Honor.
Alright. So, Yusek Orseo, can you walk us through? Nakuha mo na yung original DOJ panel report. Alam mo yung nasabi ng NBI. I don't think the medico legal is here, but I remember in the first hearing, nabanggit po ng medico legal na tila imposible na nagharapan sila nung nagkaroon ng barilan. Yung isa ho ata, yung victim or yung si Espinosa, parang nakahiga, no? Parang ganoon po yung nasabi ng medico legal. So, they also had some analysis, no? Tungkol dun sa firefighting na nangyari, and maybe NBI also had that same analysis, no? Na kasama po sa report nila. Lahat po yan nasa inyo. How come baliktad ho yung conclusion po ninyo? Kasi conclusion po ng ibang mga tao, murder ito, premeditated, and in fact, the committee even said this is part of a systematic clean-up of the drug trade. Bakit po yung lumabas sa inyong report, binaba at ginawang homicide? Ano po yung nagbago dun sa mga nakita po ninyo, kaya naging bago po ang inyong report?
Your Honor, let me start with the yardstick when you're going to qualify a crime offense into a murder. It is not simply premeditated. The rule said evident premeditated. That's two different things, Your Honor. That's too technical. The evident, the lapse of time, the sufficient lapse of time should be there before the offense can be qualified for a murder. And that's what I found out that's lacking in the panel prosecution's report. One thing, the panel did not even include the positive result of the forensic examination, which was already in the NBI record. There was a report in the NBI that a gunpowder was positive on the hands of both the deceased, Espinosa and Yapa, Your Honor.
So, yun yung naging basehan mo sa pag-downgrade?
Among others, Your Honor.
Okay, but the main was hindi
There
evident
was
yung premeditation.
The premeditation is not evident because under the jurisprudence, there must be a sufficient lapse of time from the time the act was planned and as to its execution.
Alam mo, naka 1.5 years lang ako ng law school, pero di ba may ruling na yan na pag hindi naman siya ginawa in spur of the moment, di ba? Kapag, alam ko yun, maybe one of the lawyers here can help us. Wasn't there a case na even if it happens in a short span of time, it can still be premeditated kasi mayroon kang time to pause? If I'm not mistaken, help me out, Prosecutor Alejo, hindi ho ba may parang lesson yun noon na kapag meron kang panahon na pwede kang tumigil pero tinuloy mo pa rin, it still becomes premeditated. Is that right, Prosecutor Alejo?
Yes, sir.
Can you help explain that? Hindi naman yun sa oras, di ba? Sa panahon yun na pwede kang tumigil.
Yes, sir. Usually po yung kapag ang usual example given by the books is that where there is a fight between the litigants and then the other one went home or left the scene and then yung oras po binibilang doon na pag bumalik siya tapos bumalik siya doon tapos pinatay niya yung tao, yun po kasi he was given sufficient time to think about it. Nagiging murder po yun kapag binigyan ng sufficient time na parang lumamig ang ulo niya and then he still killed the person. That's parang premeditation na po yun, evident premeditation. Opo. Ngayon po yung kapag spur of the moment, yan, habang nag-aaway sila, tapos he decided to kill, yun po, homicide. Po yun. Opo.
Okay, so kung pupunta ka doon, and I don't want to narrate the facts again because napag-usapan na natin to, tsaka medyo alam na rin to ng taong bayan. Kung pupunta ka doon, madaling araw, papalabasin mo yung jail guard, papaluhurin mo, tatanggalan mo ng armas, gagalawin mo yung hard drive. Di ho ba? Tama yan, di ba? These are all facts which were already stated. Hindi naman ho siguro yun spur of the moment. Pinaluhod mo yung mga armed guards. Pinatay mo yung hard drive. Paano naging spur of the moment yun? Paano naging homicide yun, Yusek Orseo?
So the way the police officers conducted its operations, I'm not privy to that. And
That's in the report of the NBI.
It's about the judgment of a procedure that is likely most addressed to the PNP, Your Honor, because I relied only on the records.
So, wala ba yun sa records ng NBI? Director Giran, wasn't that in your report that pinalabas yung mga armed guards, yung jail guards natin, pinaluhod, ginalaw yung hard drive? Wasn't that was in your report? Naala ko, we talked about that. Hindi po ba?
It's included in the report.
So, are you saying, Yusek Orseo, yung facts na yun, wala sa report na nabasa mo?
But On my judgment, Your Honor, I think it's evidentiary matters that is best left to the discretion of the court, Your Honor. And
Well, it was first to your discretion because ikaw yung nag-recommend eh. So ikaw
Yes.
muna yung nagkaroon ng discretion, di ba?
Yes, exactly, Your Honor. But I want to inform this honorable court that the resolution that I signed, dated May 29, has been actually not affirmed but adopted by the Regional Trial Court in Leyte to be in order, Your Honor, including my findings on the lack of evident premeditation.
Okay. Iba pa po yung korte, no? Of course, the court will probably accept the recommendation of the DOJ. You are the DOJ after all, no? Ang gusto kong malaman is yung recommendation mo, paano mo nakuha? Now, itong panel ho, there were how many of you who underwent this 5 kayong pumirma pero may mga kasama pa ba kayong investigators who came up with all of this data or kayong 5 lang po yan?
None, sir. We just relied on the report, on this report of the NBI.
Okay, so there were 5 of you with the NBI,
Yes, Your Honor.
all pointing to the same thing, no? Pareho po yung inyong conclusion. Yusek Orseo, in your case, coming up with your report, ilan po kayo na gumawa ng review ng lahat po ng mga documents?
I have 5 lawyers in my office, Your Honor, that went through with the records, Your Honor.
All right, are they also here?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And yung 5 abogado po natin at kayo po yung team. You're the team that decided on this?
That's right, Your Honor.
And were you unanimous in coming up with this conclusion?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, nakita nyo yung kaparehas nakita ng NBI, ng Prosecutor's Office, ng mga committee ng Senado, you came up with a totally different result. Iba po yung resulta na nakuha po ninyo. Ito po ba'y kinonsult po muna ninyo kay Secretary Aguirre, kay Director Giran, kay Prosecutor Alejo? Well, tapos na ba yung report natin? Our report was March 7. So actually, the Senate report was completed already, Chairman, no? Tapos na po yung Senate report natin. Before you released it, hindi ho kayo parang mag-second opinion naman tayo. Tanungin natin ulit, patawag natin si Prosecutor Alejo, patawag natin si Director Giran, patawag natin yung members of the committee or even the committee secretary to find out bakit ibang-iba yung ating resulta. Did you do that, Yusek Orseo?
Your Honor, we have a different procedure. First, we only rely on the records submitted by the panel prosecutors, and then as a reviewing undersecretary, you have to review the records. Any extraneous evidences outside of this report should not be included, Your Honor, including the Senate report, Your Honor, unless it was made part of the record of the case, Your Honor.
All right. So, sinasabi mo, binabaliwala mo yung Senate report, no?
Your
Hindi
Honor,
mahalaga
na-
yun sa inyo.
I'm saying that only based on the record. If any documents that is not part of the record,
Hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin.
yes, Your
All
Honor,
right.
that's correct, Your Honor.
But the original DOJ report, and the NBI report, and the PNP report, and the medical legal report, and the IAS report, they were all there. Nandun po lahat yon.
Your Honor.
And more or less, they all pointed to one thing. They all pointed to murder, to premeditation. Pero, paglabas nung sa inyo, homicide, tsaka walang evident premeditation. Tama po.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. In your procedure, ito po ba'y ginagawa nyo unilaterally? Or do the other USECs and Secretary, do they have to sign off on it?
No, Your Honor.
So, ikaw lang yan?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, inaako mo tong responsibilidad
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
ng report na ito. Alright. Nung finally lumabas po ito, what did the fellow members of the DOJ say to you? Hindi ho nila sinabi, Yusek Orseo. Oh, ibang-iba yung nasabi namin. Ibang-iba yung pinag-usapan sa mga hearing na narinig po ng publiko. Ibang-iba po yung NBI. And they are all part of the DOJ family, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, meron hong lumapit sa inyo at nagsabi, Yusek Orseo, bakit naman ganito to?
No, Your Honor. There is none.
Wala.
There is none.
Well, Secretary Aguirre, did he ask you why is this so different from the reports?
None at all, Your Honor. He didn't even intervene in the draft of that resolution.
No, I'm talking after, post. Kasi,
Even after, Your Honor.
sorry?
Even after the issuance of my resolution, he didn't even called upon me to ask.
Nobody talked to you.
Nobody, Your Honor.
Okay, so wala mang nagtanong, your fellow USECs, other members, but you did find that nag-motion for reconsideration ng NBI.
I just heard it right now, Your Honor.
Oh, you just heard it right now.
Yes,
So hindi mo alam na nag-motion for
Yes, Your
reconsideration
Honor.
sila.
Because the motion for reconsideration is not normally filed in my office, but it's on a different undersecretary, Your Honor.
Alright. Anong ibig sabihin ng homicide instead of murder? So, unang-una, it's non-bailable ang homicide. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, ibig ko sabihin yan, lahat ng mga kinasuhan na dapat nakakulong, pending the case, pending the resolution of the case, they are out right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Opo. And when they are out, they're free to do whatever they want to do.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's correct, no? Sige, let me go to General De La Rosa. So, General, ano po ang status ng mga PNP officers and personnel who are involved in this case? Nasaan po sila ngayon?
They are, some of them, Your Honor, are assigned with the CIDG Region 12, and the others are back to Regional Maritime Unit in Region 8. Yun ang President assignment lang.
So,
Your Honor.
they're back, in short,
Yes, Your Honor.
na parang wala pong nangyari.
Because they're restored to full duty status, Your Honor.
Alright.
After they have posted the bail, they're back to full duty status. So we can utilize them again as normal police officers.
May I pursue that point, Senator Bang, with your permission? Kasi may conflicting statements kayo sa media, no? Sabi ni Inspector General, deemed served na yung suspension of 4 months. Kaya pwede na bumalik sa full duty status. Hindi, yan ang narinig namin sinabi mo nun eh. Anyway, sabi naman ni Chief PNP, hindi totoo yun kasi under motion for reconsideration. So hindi pa sila nakaserve ng suspension.
Yes, Your Honor.
So pag na-deny yung motion for reconsideration in your office, file in your office, saka pa lamang sila magsaserve.
Yes, Your
Or
Honor.
si Marcos
Yes,
in
Your
this
Honor.
case, ano. So sa ngayon, back to full duty status on the basis of what?
On the basis of the lifting of their leave of absence, since na-incarcerate sila, Your Honor,
So
nung
whenever
lumabas yung
a
warrant,
police personnel is incarcerated by virtue of a non-bailable offense, leave of absence ang category noon.
automatic, Your Honor, they are placed on leave of absence while ongoing yung kaso, Your Honor. Hindi pa naman sila
So, si Inspector General ng IAS, you spoke too soon when you said that kaya nabalik, hindi rin statement is back to duty status. Kasi served na yung suspension for ng 4 months.
Clarify my
Sige.
statement, sir. I was asked, the procedure, Your Honor, once the Chief PNP signed the decision, pupunta po yung decision sa DPRA
So,
for implementation.
Chief PNP has already approved your recommendation.
Yes, sir. Then pupunta po yung sa DPRA para i-serve po yung copy.
Yes, implementation.
Okay
Execution
po, sir.
yun eh.
But,
So, hindi ba late na yung motion for reconsideration considering that the Chief PNP has already signed or approved the resolution of IAS?
No,
No
no,
procedure.
no, sir. The motion for reconsideration can be filed only after within 10 days after they receive the copy of the decision.
Okay.
Okay. Now, yung sa media naman ng aking
Statement.
tanong, that is hypothetical question. Kasi sinasabi nila, ilan ba po yung penalty ni Marcos? Sabi ko, 4 months. So, kung na-implement po yon, hindi ko naman alam na nag-file ng motion or nag-file appeal kasi ang mag-resolve po noon ang DPRM. So,
Clear enough.
ina-assume ko lang
Don't
na
need to elaborate. Klaro na.
during that
I'll
time,
give it back to
pwede
Senator
na po
Bang.
sila kasi otherwise they will be charged for a whole if they will not report back to duty once the